Okay, here we are on Anubis Point B, with Anna, who is actually she's a pretty rough character on all the 2CP points, but we're here to play Anna, and we like Anna, so we're playing Anna. Um, so anyway, learning some of these nade spots and some of these strategies can make it a little bit easier anyway to make our character shine and carry the team. Um, the first thing I want to point out is why I'm kind of the impetus for my first 3 nades of this video was a nasty widow who was destroying our entire team. Like, you just couldn't poke the lady, like she headshot queen. And as Anna, I couldn't out sniper. I have to hit her 3 times, she get a headshot, or she hits twice. I mean, you have to be a third better than her at least if she's not getting headshots. Otherwise, you have to be 2/3 better than her. So that's rough. That's why I learned some of these spots. So to start out, I'll start with the most convoluted one. Your team is getting destroyed. Their team is probably up here somewhere. They've pushed way up because you guys are getting destroyed. And Widow is usually the bulk of their damage, and she's in her spot right there. She's always up there. So what you want to do is the most convoluted one. You exit your spawn from the left side. There's some stairs inside the spawn. You go upstairs, you hang a left, you come out this door, so you're not like getting clipped by the widow. I guess she can see you kind of coming over that. If she's really good, I mean, you should be able to get across this without dying. If she's amazing, you could hang across this and then climb up the sandbags, up onto that, then up there. So you're just trying to get back up here. Now you're on this bridge, and you want to climb the statue. So you climb. I think you can jump to that one without the head, and then up there. So you get top of the bridge. No one usually is gonna know you're up here. Quick tip before we get started with the nade is you can actually heal through some of these little things. Get some cheeky healing on if people are taking a lot of damage from back here. And there's 2 of them that you can heal through. 1 and 2. So those are the 2 kind of like gaps in that fence you can do a little work on. But for the nade, let's get to the nade. You want to hit the widow. What you can do is you have your on fire meter, and on the lower left side of your screen beneath your health, you just take the triangle that shows you're on fire. The triangle, once your meter fills up to that triangle, you go on fire. You put that right on the corner, this corner right here. Now, this one's a little bit convoluted. You have to go about the width of that triangle up, or like in the direction of the triangle. The arrow, the way it's pointing. So you go up here. And it's really subtle, but if you don't do that subtle movement, you're not gonna hit the point. So you move up about the width of the triangle above, you toss, you count to 5. Once 5 is done, you pop out, nade lands, and you hit. And you hit at the exact same time the nade lands. That's kind of the key there. So 1, 2, 3, 4, and you can pop, and it comes down, and you hit. Perfect. And you might be able to sniper twice. So there's that point. If you don't like lining up that triangle there, if you'd rather scope, you can scope, and there's the blue line on the right side of your gun, on the lower right, beneath your ammo count. It says 14 out of 14. The gun is beneath it, and then to the right of that is a little blue line. You put the bottom of that blue line right on, I believe it's this one right here, the lower dowel thing holding these flag things. So you put that while zoomed. Am I in this corner? I don't feel like I'm in this corner. So yeah, it is the lower one. So you put the end of that right on there, and toss, and that'll land same spot. There's proof. Okay. Downside of this nade is that evil widow is staring over here. Their primary attention is on this door because that's where most people run through. They're checking that door all the time. You're here, you poke, it's a quick flick to you. So, that's gonna be. I mean, you got to think about that. That's something to deal with. She's also gonna have attention here. She's probably gonna have less attention over here. There are downsides to my second nade that I'm gonna show you here. But I feel like it's a stronger nade than this one because of how convoluted it is to get into that position. So, second nade is here, this corner. The widow can see your head from up there, so you don't want to dally in this position. You don't want to just hang out here and line up a shot really slowly. You want to get here, get your nade off, and get out, and get back on this left wall. Otherwise, the widow's going to get you. See, she doesn't have eyes on you as long as you're hugging the left wall. So yeah, you get in that corner, and then you have the Q beneath your ultimate, and you're going to put that Q. It's a little bit harder when you have ult. Basically, right on this thing. You don't want the top to be above this line, this side one, and you don't want the side to be beyond that one. So you put the Q like right there, and if you throw that, that should probably land perfect. So that's one way to line it up. And it's actually, you can kind of get most of it lined up before you step into Widow's sight lines, and then you kind of pop into there and throw, and then pop back. And let's see if that one goes. Yeah, it did. So, so that's a nice one. Another way to line it up, if you don't like using that Q method, the other method to line it up is actually right here, that corner, that red corner of like the, I don't know, what is that, scarab. You would put your little ult, little arrow from your ult charge right on that scarab, on that corner you touch. And I mean, you like I tend to like putting the Q on things. Other people might like lining up those arrows exactly. You could throw that, and that should land, and then you can follow it up. You know, that actually was, I don't know what I did wrong there. Is that right? Let's check it. It's a little far forward. Since it's closer to us, we need to go back further. So, I mean, and it's kind of subtle here. Maybe I'm touching too close. Just pull it off a little bit. We'll see if that lands. Yeah, so it just had to be off slightly. I personally prefer the Q method on there because it's right dead center in your view, and you just bisect and so I think that's a little bit faster, but to each his own. So we got the pluses and minuses of that side, pluses and minuses of that side. Now the third one that I have to pressure that widow, you take 0 risk at all, which is kind of nice. It's like a nade, but you're not going to kill her. You can't follow the nade up and kill her. So I guess high risk, high reward. For this one, you're gonna go. You're gonna come out of spawn, hang to your right, and go to this corner here. Then you aim up through this wire, and there's a little black dot right there, and it's actually a triangle on the bottom of that doodad right there, and that's where you're gonna aim, right on that black dot. You toss, 0 risk, with a little bit of reward. You're not going to kill the widow. If she's low, you'll hurt her, or if she's low, you'll kill her. But if she's not low, you'll probably make her back off at least. Give your team at least 5 seconds to get her off your back. So that's probably one of the best ones, actually. It's just like, it's so easy. You can toss as your team's running in, yeah, pressure that high ground right off the bat. Next up is if you're running a dive type comp and you're not dealing with that widow, whatever. What you can do is have your team, if you're working with a pre-team and you're practicing, have them all come hang out over here behind this wall, and then you're going to do a countdown of 6, a full 6 seconds, and then you want them to dive right as you hit 0. So, and they'll dive to right here. Your monkey will jump like basically to that sunspot, and a nade is going to like hit, you know, right in here, right as they dive. So that's a good one to do. And to do that, it's actually from this corner here, this back corner, and I've used this one and we have destroyed enemy teams with it. You're going to aim right to the top of this corner, but just below and outside that corner, and the nade will kind of clip through the wall if you do it right, and that thing will just come down. You count your 6 seconds, and boom, it'll land right above point, and it'll slap everybody on the left side of point. And at the very least, I mean, it gives a lot of ult charge if they got an Orisa and stuff like set up over there. Let's see, I just want to show you that it does hit people. Anyway, it does hit people, because I know, because I've used it. There you go. So there you go. So that's a good nade if you have kind of a dive team that can dive, coordinated dive. Otherwise, I mean, you can throw that nade as you're coming by. Kind of puts people on a defense right off the bat. But if you're not diving, your team's not going to follow up on it. So there it is. And then the last nade I would want to show you that can help you is coming up to this right side, and you come right into this corner, and it's pretty safe coming around there. I mean, you gotta you can usually make that to here. You're pretty safe from here. You got a scope for this one, and you put the lower left circle of your reticle right on this dot right there. So the dot above the big dot. And then you put that right there. You toss, and that's going to pressure any Torbs or Annas or anybody sitting right here, because it's going to land right there. So, I mean, that's kind of awesome for those, the Torb, and kind of making people panic a little bit. So it's right there. And that one you can line up pretty quick. Let's see, and it should hit anybody like right here. Yeah. So that's a really nice one. And then, you know, as far as strategy goes, once you're kind of getting into point, usually you're gonna want to come down center. You can kind of hang here, hang around these boxes. Don't go past these boxes. You don't belong on point. You can drop back to this if you need to. But yeah, you don't want to be on point yourself. So you can come over here to heal, over here, you know. If you throw this nade, you can hop up these up to there and perhaps do some follow-up. Maybe get someone running back to spawn. Maybe. I don't know. Really, you're just pressuring anybody in that corner. You know, that's about it for this point. Yeah. It's a hard point because, like, oftentimes your team, they all go over here, and then, I mean, you have to get out of position to help them. But you try to stay in position as long as you can and do the best you can. So anyway, there is attack Anubis point B.